Young and the Restless spoilers, the shocking revelation Victoria and the mystery of the email. It was a typical day in Victoria Newman's office. Her focus was consumed by the endless responsibilities of running Newman Enterprises. But amidst the clatter of her keyboard and the hum of the air conditioning, an email notification popped up on her screen. Its subject line was cryptic, yet intriguing. The truth about Claire. Victoria hesitated for a moment before clicking on it. The sender was anonymous, and the lack of context set her on edge. But curiosity, and a hint of unease, got the better of her. As the email loaded, her world as she knew it began to crumble. The content was succinct but devastating. Attached was a DNA test result, seemingly authenticated, which claimed to prove that Claire was not her biological daughter. The attachment also included a chilling message. Claire belongs to me. She has been living a lie for far too long. She is my daughter, not yours. Ask her yourself. Signed, Jordan. Victoria's breath caught in her throat. She instinctively raised a hand to her mouth, stifling a gasp of disbelief. Her mind raced with questions, doubts, and an overwhelming sense of betrayal. How could this be true? Claire had been her daughter in every sense of the word. The thought of losing her was unthinkable. The shock and doubt. As Victoria reread the email, her shock turned into a mixture of confusion and anger. Could this be real? Could Jordan, an enemy of her family, have orchestrated this revelation to sow discord and chaos? But the DNA results were damning, and the seeds of doubt had already been planted in Victoria's mind. Claire had always been close to her, a cherished part of her life. Victoria had raised her, loved her, and seen her as her own flesh and blood. But now everything seemed tainted. Was Claire truly her daughter? Or had she been living a lie under Victoria's roof? Jordan's motivation. Jordan's motives for sending the email were clear. She wanted to destroy the bond between Victoria and Claire. Life had been unkind to Jordan, and the bitterness of her past had shaped her into someone willing to go to extreme lengths for vengeance. To her, Claire's choice to abandon her biological mother and embrace the Newman name was a betrayal that could not go unpunished. For Jordan, this wasn't just about reclaiming her daughter. It was about revenge. By revealing the truth, she aimed to disrupt the Newman family's stability and tarnish the idyllic life Claire had built for herself. Claire's secrets. Unbeknownst to Victoria, Claire had been living in silent fear of this very moment. She had known the truth for years but had chosen to bury it. For Claire, the Newman name was her ticket to a better life. A life free from the hardships and chaos of her past with Jordan. Claire wasn't proud of her decision, but she believed it was necessary. She had justified it to herself countless times, convincing herself that she deserved happiness, even if it meant turning her back on her real mother. But deep down, she knew that Jordan's survival meant her secret could never remain buried forever. Victoria's dilemma. After reading the email, Victoria faced a heartbreaking choice. Should she confront Claire with the information? Should she believe the email's claims and demand an explanation? Or should she protect Claire from the fallout, burying the revelation and allowing their relationship to continue as it always had? Victoria's instincts as a mother clashed with her sense of betrayal. The idea of losing Claire was unbearable, but so was the thought of being lied to for years. Her heart ached with the weight of the decision. She couldn't shake the image of Claire, her daughter, smiling brightly during family dinners, celebrating milestones, and confiding in her about her hopes and fears. Had all of that been a facade? The confrontation. Unable to keep the revelation to herself, Victoria decided to confront Claire. That evening, in the quiet of their home, she placed the printed email on the table between them. Claire, Victoria began, her voice trembling. I need you to explain this. Claire's face paled as she read the email. Her hands trembled, and she avoided Victoria's piercing gaze. Mom, I can explain, she stammered, tears welling in her eyes. Don't call me that, Victoria snapped, her pain and anger finally breaking through. Was it all a lie? Are you even my daughter? Claire broke down, her voice choked with emotion. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't want to hurt you. I needed to escape the life I had with Jordan. I wanted a chance to be happy, to be loved. And you gave me that. Victoria's anger began to soften as she saw the anguish in Claire's eyes. But the betrayal still cut deep. "Why didn't you tell me the truth?" she asked. "Why didn't you trust me enough to be honest?" "I was afraid," Claire admitted. "Afraid that you'd hate me, that you'd send me back to her. I couldn't lose you." A mother's choice. Victoria's heart ached with conflicting emotions. She felt betrayed, yet she couldn't deny the maternal bond she felt for Claire. In that moment, she realized that biology didn't define their relationship. Love did. Claire had become her daughter in every way that mattered. But the threat of Jordan loomed large. Victoria knew that as long as Jordan lived, the stability of their family would be in jeopardy. She needed to decide how to handle the situation, not just for herself, but for Claire's future as well. The path forward. Victoria chose to keep Claire's secret, but with one condition. They would work together to confront Jordan and put an end to her manipulations. Claire, though hesitant, agreed. She knew that facing her biological mother would be the hardest thing she'd ever done. But with Victoria by her side, she felt stronger. The two women began to strategize, determined to protect their bond and the life they had built together. They knew that defeating Jordan would require cunning, courage, and unity. The question remains. While Victoria chose to shield Claire from the full weight of her anger and pain, the question lingered. Could their relationship truly recover from the revelation? And with Jordan waiting in the shadows, ready to strike, would they be able to outmaneuver her before she caused more harm? Only time would tell if the love between Victoria and Claire was strong enough to withstand the storm.